This is stupid. There's no way I'm getting through all of these today. Why have I spent so much money on these things? What's going on, people in YouTube land? Kimchi Chris here, and welcome to today's brand new video. The first video in a series of videos. You see a little part 1 up there, right? That's what that means. That means there'll be more than one part. There's dust flying everywhere now. I guess I'm just a dirty rock and roller. So I've asked you guys before, what do you like on the channel? And almost unanimously, everyone always says they like collection videos and they want to see more collection videos. Well, you know what? That's what we're working on. We are working on the band shirt collection video today. That's right. You know, it's fun to show off all the Kiss stuff, and we'll get to the Kiss shirts eventually, but today it's all about diving into all of the other ones. I don't know how many of these things I have. I have a lot of them though, and these aren't in any real order at all at this point. So we're just gonna dive in, and I'm gonna share some stories about these band shirts as we move on, because you know, that's kind of what's interesting. Otherwise, I could just start an Instagram account and throw them up on there. It's kind of interesting too, but the stories are what really make these things, because otherwise they're just, you know, they're just cloth with skulls and stuff on them. So nonetheless, let's dive into this. I'm not even probably gonna get through all the shirts that are sitting here on this video today, so if you enjoy this, you'll have to subscribe, of course, so you can see part 2 coming sometime. I don't know when, sometime. And yes, I get the irony of not wearing a band shirt for a band shirt video, but I wanted to have them all here at my disposal to show to all of you guys. So let's kick things off with a bang. Up first, we have the Iron Maiden, Maiden England 2013 tour shirt. It's got Eddie on there, and of course it's somewhat of a replica shirt, but you know, you can't hate on me too much. You know, wasn't really around the first time around, and this was the first time that I got to see Maiden ever. This is the first time they ever came to Nashville since I was a fan, or even in a really long time. I remember looking it up, and it was so cool to see them because that show was such a big deal. They've come back several times since and always done a really good job because they sold the place out so quickly. And this was cool. This is a great way to see them the first time because they were playing a lot of the older music. They were kind of recreating a lot of their old stage shows and whatnot on this tour. So what a great way to kind of kick off getting to see Maiden, and what a great shirt to kick off this video with. And next, oh boy, here's another good one. This one doesn't have anything on the back, but we have the classic first Cheap Trick LP cover. I got this, funny enough, first time I saw Cheap Trick, I saw them at the Ryman Auditorium here in Nashville. I don't remember the exact year, but I was really excited to see them because I have a really sad tale about all these times I tried to see Cheap Trick and it just didn't work out. And I'm not gonna go over all that here because we're here for the shirts, but maybe I'll make another video about that sometime because you will just be so surprised. I think it was 3 times at least that I attempted to see Cheap Trick and it never worked out, but luckily I got to see him at the Ryman Auditorium, a small theater that holds about 2,200 people, so what a good way to see one of my favorite bands. And yeah, let's change gears completely here. How about this, a Tragedy shirt? How cool is that? I know a lot of people on this channel probably aren't as familiar with Tragedy, but they're kind of a legendary kind of crust punk band. I got this in Austin, Texas at Chaos and Taos, whatever year it was that I went there. I can't remember now. It's been a really long time, but it was really cool to see them there. It was really cool to visit Austin. Austin's a great city. And Chaos and Taos was a really cool festival they used to have in Austin, Texas that was kind of similar to South by Southwest, took place at a lot of the same venues, but a lot smaller since it was just for punk and metal. And I got to see so many great bands there that year. Of course, I got to see Tragedy, I got to see Guitar Wolf, D-Clone, Autopsy, lots of great bands. Converge, I remember Converge was one of the highlights, and this is just a great shirt to see. Brings back some good memories. I know I got another Tragedy shirt somewhere in this mix that, you know, we'll probably see before too long. And up next, we have, oh hey, I've not worn this in a long time. We have a Debbie Harry shirt, you know, from Blondie. Just a cool shirt. There's no story behind this one. I can't remember where I got this one even exactly. I know it's been in the wardrobe for a long time, but cool shirt nonetheless. Not much of a story behind it. How about another 80s one without much of a story? I think this one I don't know, I probably got it at the mall or something. We have a Michael Jackson Moonwalker shirt. How cool is that? I'm not huge on the throwback shirts always, but you know, when it's the king of pop, you gotta have a throwback shirt. And I'm somewhat folding these just so I can keep them in order, but I think they're all just gonna fall down again anyway, so I don't really know why I'm doing that. And next up, let's go with one of my favorite metal bands that's still out there currently making music right now, and that is Municipal Waste. The Fatal Feast tour shirt has their logo there on the back, like all of their shirts. And Municipal Waste is great, just straight up thrash metal. I got this on the tour for the record, The Fatal Feast, where they toured with Napalm Death, Exhumed, and was there someone else on the tour? I think there was another band. I think it was a 4-band bill, but I can't remember now because I've just been to too many tours apparently. But nonetheless, Municipal Waste never disappoints. They really bring the party at shows. They're just super fun. They're thrashy. They're heavy. And I love Municipal Waste. I have some more shirts of them in here. We'll find them eventually. And speaking of thrash, here you go. This is the Slayer Rain in Blood Tour repro shirt, if I can talk right. Repro shirt. I of course didn't see them on that tour because I would have you know, not been alive, but nonetheless, what a great shirt. You don't see a lot of Slayer shirts that have the guys on them, so it's a really cool throwback shirt. I don't know where I got this one. I was gonna say that on a lot of these have cool stories, but a lot of them are just shirts that I have that I got somewhere. I went somewhere and I bought the shirt, or I bought it online, and here we are. So with that being said, oh boy, here's one. This one is gonna have a story. Let's see which tour this one was. Oh hey, this was Chaos and Chaos as well, 2011. So that's the year I went to Chaos and Chaos in Austin, Texas. Guitar Wolf, and it has all of the tour dates on the back there. And in case you can't see, the name of the tour was the Hoochie Coochie Spacemen Tour. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Guitar Wolf, you need to fix your life and check out Guitar Wolf. They are a legendary rock and roll band straight from Japan. They've been around since the 80s, and they wear all leather. They put on a crazy live show. They have sunglasses they never take off. Even in Austin, Texas, they played at like 1 in the morning outside in a parking lot, and they never took the leather off. They were just covered in sweat. They're really violent. They're a really violent band. Not gonna sugarcoat it. You know, seeing Guitar Wolf is not really what you do when you go see Guitar Wolf. You don't see Guitar Wolf. You don't tell people, hey, I saw Guitar Wolf. You say, I survived Guitar Wolf. And I'll have to do a video on them at some point talking about my experience the first time I saw Guitar Wolf, because it's a very historical show in the history of the band, but they're still around and kicking and crazy as ever. So you need to check out Guitar Wolf if you can. Great band. And speaking of Japan and legendary bands, you got a Boris shirt here. Look at that. We have Boris here. This was from their 2006 tour where they were playing Pink in its entirety, which is kind of their legendary record. And this one was cool because Earth were also on the tour, another legendary kind of droney metal band there. And this was a pretty extensive tour of America. I had seen them, was this the first time I saw them? I think this was the first time I saw them because they played at Third Man Records here in Nashville, Tennessee, Jack White's little record shop, and they were recording the set for a live record that did come out on Third Man Records, and then they've came here on each of their tours since in America. I think it's all because that show sold out and did really well at Third Man, just kind of like all of their shows do, and they've came back twice since, and the shows haven't really filled up quite as much, but I'm glad they were on Boris's radar now, and hopefully we'll continue to get them on most of their tours because they're a fantastic live band, one of the loudest bands I've ever seen. Bring earplugs. They sell earplugs at their merch table. That should be an indication to you. If a band is saying, put in protection while we're playing, you should probably pay attention to them. So next up we have something completely different. We have an MC Chris shirt. How great is that? There he is confessing his love to a lovely lady. On the back he's getting stabbed by her. If you are unfamiliar with MC Chris, he's one of the originators of the nerdcore rap genre, where they rap about like nerdy things and video game culture and use samples and such for it. But he's one of the originators, one of the guys that was early on to kind of be themed that genre. He's been doing it for a really long time. He's still putting out amazing records. His last one, MC Chris is Good Music, is exactly that. It's good music. So check him out. Completely independent artist, which is really cool. And hey, look at that. We have another Guitar Wolf shirt here. This one I got from them at one of their shows. It's from a Japanese tour, however. It was like a leftover, and it was pretty cheap. It's a little too small for me, actually. It fits weird. I guess it's, you know, made more for people in Japan that are in better shape than us here in America. But it says the 25th anniversary versus Xmas Guitar Wolf. So I think this is something from like a 25th anniversary tour or show of some sort that, you know, happened at Christmas. But when you have a sexy lady with a snake around her, that's pretty cool in my book, I have to say for sure. All right, and next up, oh hey, we have the Andrew W.K. for President shirt. Party, 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 Andrew W.K., party hard. This shirt I got for free, actually. I won a contest through Twitter when Andrew W.K was doing his political speech tour, the Party, and we got to meet him as well as get that shirt for free, get a poster that was signed. He gave us pizza, and it was really cool. He was really intense to meet him in person. He's not exactly the same type of character you expect. He was a lot more, I don't know, soft-spoken, quiet, whatnot, but he was really cool. And this shirt actually is right there with it, a shirt from the same tour. I remember I bought this one because I just wanted to buy something from the tour since we were getting to go for free. And yeah, there is the actual name of the tour, The Power of Partying 50 State US Tour 2016. Yeah, it was great, it was great. That was the second time I'd met Andrew W.K, and he's always been very nice, been a very nice guy. And next up, you know, these are in some type of order at least because we're getting some of the duplicates already as far as bands go. We have another Boris shirt that's not going to show up great on camera, or maybe it will. I don't know, I think I've worn this in a video before. This is from the 2017 Deer Tour for US and Canada. It's got all the dates there on the back. Kind of already spoke my piece about Boris, so not a lot else to say, but I have another Boris shirt. I know I have another one or maybe two more in here, so we'll get to those eventually. We will eventually get there. And let's see, oh, here's a cool one. This is a good one. Guns N' Roses. I know that logo is on everything, but this is from the first time I got to see them on the Not In This Lifetime tour when they played the stadium here in Nashville. This is, does that have the year on it? I can't remember what year they got back together. Was that 2016, 17, something like that? I don't know. Someone will correct me, I'm sure, because I'm sure I'm wrong. But nonetheless, I remember being so mad because they had like Nashville specific shirts and they sold out before I could get one. So guess what? When they came here a year later and played Bridgestone Arena, I got this one right here. And does it have anything on the front? No, it doesn't. Or it does. It says Nashville. Look at that. Show exclusive. It says Nashville. And then on the back, this was 2017. It's got Nashville there. So the other one would have been 2016. So yeah, Guns N' Roses Nashville exclusive shirt. Might have a similar logo to some of the others you see on the front, but you're not getting that again because they were only at that show. And if you do find one on eBay, they're expensive. I remember that from the first go around where I missed out on the first one. They were expensive after the fact, so I didn't worry about it. And next up, we have a Cheap Trick shirt, another Cheap Trick one. I don't have a lot of Cheap Trick shirts, but here we have one with a classic picture on there, nothing on the back. I got this a couple years back when they were touring through with Joan Jett and Hart. What an incredible show. That was the one where I was front row, right in front of Rick Nielsen, and man, it was phenomenal. What an experience. What an experience to be right in front of that legendary band and right in front of my favorite member. And I got so many guitar picks that night. So many, because you know, he throws them out all night, and being right there in front of him, you get a lot of guitar picks. I had so many I was giving some away to people that were a little bit less lucky than me because I didn't want to hog them all being right there in front of the guy, obviously. This is going to be a long video. I can just tell all of these are going to be long videos. This is going to be a labor of love, guys. All right, next up we have another Municipal Waste shirt. You know, some of these will go a little bit quicker because I don't have to say much about the band when I've already talked about them in that video. Great morbid graphic there. It says Headbanger Face Rip, one of their great songs there. So that's a cool one to have in the collection. And hey, look at that. Another Municipal Waste shirt. This one is great because it has the punk rock guy vomiting on the guy in the suit. Pretty typical, right? And on the back it says Speed Metal Drunks. This is a nice one that, you know, you wear to like a graduation or a funeral or a wedding, or, you know, those are all kind of the same type of activities. So wearing Municipal Waste there, that seems appropriate. And let's see. Oh, this is this one. This shirt is gonna go down in history for me as the shirt I got that I didn't mean to buy, and then when I got it, it was awful quality for a show that at best is gonna be postponed. I guess we'll see what happens. But this is my Def Leppard Tour 2020 shirt I got by accident as an add-on when buying tickets for the stadium tour with Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Joan Jett, and Poison. And it's hard to really see this on camera, but the quality sucks of this shirt. It looks like something you get at Walmart or a bootleg, and not even like a cool bootleg. It just looks like a crappy shirt in person. I've worn it once, I think. My one friend was so mad about the quality of it, he got in touch with Live Nation demanding a refund, and they just said no, which seems about par for the course with them. All right, next up out of the pile, we have a Calabrese shirt. What does this one say? This one says, Ride with the Living Dead. Calabrese, what a great band. They're kind of like a punk rock kind of horrorcore band. If you're in like the Misfits and stuff like that, you would like them. But recently they've kind of went into a more like evil and a sinister direction with a little bit more metal influence. If you're into that kind of stuff, check out Calabrese. Put on an amazing live show. Super nice guys. That's what really got me into them. I was walking by all the bands one year at Dragon Con a couple years back, and they're mostly like goth bands and nerdy bands and things of that nature. Those are the two kind of main things there, weirdly enough, goth and nerdy. And then these guys were at their giant merch stand wearing all leather, looking about as rock and roll as could be. And I said, you know, gotta check those guys out. And man, their show was great. So check out Calabrese if you never have. They're a cool band. And next up, we have a band that I bet Calabrese likes, or maybe not a band, an artist more so. Billy Idol. Check that out, Billy Idol. I love Billy Idol. This is from his 2018 tour when it came here. And I don't know what else to say about Billy Idol. You know who he is, you know the hits, maybe you know more. He's a great guy, great performer, really good show, doesn't tour enough. Love to see him again. And you know, again, you can plan this, they're kind of in order. Another Calabrese shirt, this time with the guys on it. There's nothing on the back, but really cool shirt nonetheless. Has a good aesthetic of the band there, kind of represented on that one. And man, this lighting is going bright, dark when I pull this stuff up. So in advance, I'm apologizing for the quality now. Okay, next up, what do we have? Hey, somehow I pulled out my other Billy Idol shirt there. This was from the other time I saw him on the Kings and Queens of the Underground Tour 2015. I'm bringing that right off the back when he played at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. That was the first time I ever got to see him. And it was incredible seeing him in a small theater like that. The other one was at this Woods at Amphitheater or something thing. It's this big outside place that's kind of a dump. But it was still cool to see him because, you know, he's Billy Idol, and that's fun. Billy Idol's amazing. Next up, we have my, weirdly enough, only Aerosmith shirt, and it just has the logo on it. I love old school Aerosmith, and even some of the more modern stuff outside of, you know, that music from another trash can dimension or something. I don't know what that record was even trying to convey, but this is a good shirt. I got this at just like a store or something. I've seen them a number of times, but I don't know where those shirts are necessarily. Well, I know where they are. They're stored at my parents' house. So, fun fact, we won't even get through all my shirts ever because I don't have access to all of them. But those from when I was really young are stored there. So, you know, we're just going to miss out on those. But nonetheless, look at that, Alice Cooper shirt. This is from Spend the Night with Alice Cooper tour. I don't know what year. It doesn't have a year on it. I've seen him a lot recently. In the last couple of years, I've been averaging seeing Alice at least once or twice a year. So I'm not sure which year this was, but nonetheless, I get shirts from him like half the times I see him because I have seen him so much. I know there was one year recently, maybe 2 or 3 years back, I saw him like 4 times in a year because he just keeps touring around the area in places that are only like an hour and a half or 2 hour drive away. So I figure why not see him? He's Alice, he's amazing. See him as many times as you can because he's getting older. And let's see. Oh, hey, look, we have another Boris shirt. We have one from the Crossing Waltz album here. This is a really nice feeling shirt. It's hard to really convey that in the video, but it's got Wata on there. This shirt, I love this shirt. It's kind of a off black, if you will. It just feels really nice. Just wanna rub it on yourself. And this, it's just a great shirt. It's a great shirt. I love this one. Love Boris. Great band. Great band. More people need to know about Boris. I've talked about him on the channel before, and no one really seems to care, but I like Boris a lot. And speaking about Japan, man, somehow these bands just continue to follow each other. We have another Guitar Wolf shirt here. This is from when I saw them last summer, and it was great. Even with them getting older, they're still bringing it. The intensity, the violence, the calamity that is seeing Guitar Wolf. It's not an easy experience to see Guitar Wolf, especially if you're near the front, but nonetheless, I saw them and it was great. Here's a shirt from one of the last shows I saw before the situation that we're in currently. This is a shirt from the band Lucifer. If you don't know Lucifer, they sound kind of like Black Sabbath if they were fronted by Ann Wilson or something like that. Really cool band, throwback bands from their tour earlier this year. And as you can see, they didn't play a ton of dates in America. They played, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 dates. And we actually got them in Nashville. And great band, really fun show. They played at this little place called The Basement that holds like 100 people, and it was a really cool way to see them. And speaking of bands that will not play two little basements of 100 people, I have a Motley Crue shirt here. This is kind of a repro of the, let's see what they say on the back, the ear-splitting loudest tour on earth, Motley Crue 89 through 90. So, you know, couldn't get it the first time around myself, but I think this is a cool shirt. And this is another one that I've worn this one to death, so it feels really good at this point in my life. So, cool shirt to have in the collection. And let's stick with the 80s here. I know a lot of people don't like this guy, but I'm sorry. I love his music. Michael Jackson, King of Pop shirt. Great shirt. I got this at a store or something. You know, say what you want to about the guy. That's not what we're here to discuss, but his music is great, and he had a big part of my life. He's always been there. I remember where I was and everything when he passed, unfortunately. It was a big deal, but nonetheless, here's a shirt of a guy that's still around. My Alice Cooper for President shirt, basically there, the elected one. And this is from the Wild Party Tour 2016, as it says on the back. And it also says on the back, a troubled man for a troubled time. What a great shirt. And I know that the little print on here is pretty funny. It says, paid for by the congregation, the Committee of Lost Americans, and No More Mr. Nice Guy panel. What a great thing. I think Alice really should be the president. I'd vote for him in a second. And it would be a wonderful time if Alice was our president. There's so many shirts here, so many shirts. And I've gotten through a lot. I think that we're going to show you guys one more shirt, and then this is going to be the end of part 1. And if you guys enjoyed this, I will do a part 2. And if you didn't enjoy it, I'll still probably do a part 2. So let's end things with a bang. Let's see. What do we have here? What's maybe a band that we haven't shown yet? Because again, these are somehow weirdly somewhat in order. Let's just end it with this fun Butch Walker shirt, because there's a lot of negativity in the world right now. There's a lot of people that are mad at people for all kinds of things, and things they can control and things they can't control and whatever else. So Butch Walker, if you don't know, is a current rock and roll musician kind of guy, kind of like a current version, modern day Tom Petty, if you will. That's kind of how I always describe him to people. I love him. I think he's great. I think he should be bigger. And he puts out really cool merch. Just look at that. Is it all in there? Is it all in there? It's all in there. With a nice little happy deer on there. That's kind of the message that we should all live by, because Butch puts out good music and puts out cool merch. So I think I'm going to end this video here, because there's still a ton of shirts here. There's a ton more in my bedroom as well. This is going to take a while to get through all these, but I'm committed if you're committed. So hopefully we'll get through this, but let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of these shirts, or what did you think of these shirts? Do you have some cool band shirts yourself? Do you have some of these same ones? Maybe you saw some of these same tours or anything like that. Let me know in the comments below, and I will do a part 2. I'm gonna make it kind of a more casual video like this as well, and it should be fun. And so you definitely want to subscribe if you haven't and you somehow made it through this whole video, because I applaud you. So you should applaud me by hitting that subscribe button, hitting the little alarm as well, so you get the updates about part 2. And you know, definitely hit that thumbs up because you enjoyed this video if you made it this far in. My name again is Kimchi Chris, and I will see you guys on the next video.